you should know in the story. This is Moonface. This is Silky, Saucepan, Joe, Beth, and Fannie. They are the main characters in the story. Here you can see a picture of a snowman laughing and playing with the three children, and the man has a moon face. This is a color short stories illustrated by Alice Patterson. Alice Patterson is the author of this story. Now you will look at the pictures and see how the stories begin to chapter 1 to chapter 6. Now let's see. Chapter 1, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6. Now let's see, what do the main characters do? We will find out by opening the book and see what's happened in it. We will open it and see a polar bear at the front. Here is the main picture with the name and the name of the story and the title. The world of the Faraway Tree in the enchanted woods. Here is Moonface at the very top of the main character sections. Moonface lives at the very top of the Faraway Tree. In his house is the start of the slippery slip, a huge slide, right? A huge slide that curves all the way down inside the trunk of the trees. Now we will see Silky. Silky is here. He's at the top two of the sections are the main character sections. Silky lives below Moonface. She is the prettiest little fairy you have ever seen. She wears a beautiful party dress, or we can call it adventure dress. And her pair of wings is long. She has goggles to fix things because she loves to fix things. Although she has a beautiful golden hair, but everyone's always loved her. Even the plants and every computers and the things that are made from iron. Now we'll have this boy, tall boy, is Joe. The tall girl next is Beth, and the little one is Fannie. Looks like it is brother, sister, and another sister. This is the cloud above the tree, leads to amazing place. Which land will the children visit this time? In chapter 1, Beth makes some toffee. Here, Beth makes some toffee for Moonface. I will read the story. The children had talked about nothing else but the faraway tree and its strange fork. For days, Beth has promised to take Toffee to Moonface. Promises never must be broken, she said. I will make some toffee if Mother will let me have the sugar, syrup, and milk. Then when it's done, you can take it to Moonface, Joe. Mother said they could make toffee on Wednesday after she had been to the shops. So on Wednesday, Beth set to her work, making the best, sweetest, and chewest toffee. Sounds like delicious. She could. She set it in a pan on the stove. It cooked beautifully. When it had cooled, it was set nice and hard. Beth broke it up into small pieces. She puts them in a paper bag, gave one pieces each to others, and popped one in her own mouth. I have to go at night, I think, said Joe. I shan't get any time off this week, I know. We're so busy with the garden now. Chapter 1. Beth makes some toffee. She makes some toffee on Wednesday. It was nice and hard. That is all from chapter 1. Now come to chapter 2. Joe and the Magic Snowman. Here, the name of the story. Wait. You see, they climbed up from the strings so long. Wait for me until chapter 2. Joe and the Magic Snowman. You can see Moonface with his tall head and tall body. You can see Beth wearing a beautiful blue jacket and green shorts. And look at poor Fannie. Why is she crying? Can you guess? Because her brother Joe has been lost in the land of ice and snow. Now she is crying because Moonface hadn't said anything or warned them anything. I will read the story. Moonface was most upset when to see Joe disappear. I told him not to. I told him. He groaned. You didn't, sobbed Fannie. Your mouth was full of toffee and you could say was ooble, ooble, and ooble. And how could we know what that meant? Where's Joe now? asked Beth, quite pale with shock. Yes, indeed. Where was Joe? Someone had lifted him right off the ladder, up into the land of ice and snow, and there, strangely enough, the Moonface and the sun were in the sky at the same time. One side from and the other opposite, both shining with pale light. Here's little Joe. Joe shivered because it is very cold. He looks up to see what has lifted him up off from the ladder. And he saw in front of him a big strange creature, a snowman. He was just like the snowman Joe had so often made in the winter time. Rounded and fat and white, with an old hat stuck on his head and a carrot for a nose. Chapter 2, Joe and the Magic Snowman. Joe Moonface was upset. He is upset. Joe see a snowman. Chapter 3, Under the Ice and Snow. How did you get here? Asked Joe, wrapping his coat firmly around him. Ah, said the snowman, that's a long story. I was made by some children long, long ago. And when they had finished me, they laughed at me and threw stones at me to wake me up. Oh, poor. I felt poor, for I felt sad for the snowman, but looks what he is going to do. He makes Joe is his servant. But I don't want to be your servant, said Joe eagerly. Nonsense! Oh, he is so bothered. He's bothered crazy, isn't it? Chapter 3, Under the Ice and Snow. Can you see the polar bear letting Joe to somewhere? When he finished, he slid Joe down, and you see, there are a lot of bears, polar bears. I love them. Now I will read the story. They came to a hole that led under the ice and snow. Wow! The hole led to the ice and snow. Here's the ice and here's the snow. Great job. Bear pushed Joe down it, and to Joe's enormous surprise, he found there was a big room underneath with 5 bears there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Big and little. It was quite warm there too. Joe was astonished, for there was no heater, but it is warm. Of course. Oop. You mean what is oop? Like hello, or nice to meet you, or hi. So the bears are so polite. When? Oh, who is Fluffy? Fluffy, you're kind of it. See. Very nice, he said. Very nice indeed. Just get in, I think. He squeezed his big snow body inside and threw out a thick coat for Joe, made of wool, as soft, as white, as the snow all around. Joe put it on very thankfully. Then he tried to squeeze in after the snowman, for he wanted to be out there for ice cream. Then suddenly, wait, where is that page? Here. The snowman's called out at once. Is that you, Flurry? Fluffy. Is that you, Fluffy? Like furry, okay? snowman said to the boy like Joe playing dominoes. Oh, I see he's rather kind of crazy and selfish, okay? Under nice ice and snow. He came to Fluffy's house. Then he plays dominoes with the snowman. That is kind of crazy, but it is true. Chapter 4. The house of the 3 bears. See the slide of the slippery slip. Beth, Fannie, and Moonface are sliding down. See. Beth took a cushion, put it at the top of the slides and pushed down. Down she went. Whee! She shot to the bottom, flew out of the trapdoor and landed on the cushions of moss. She had hardly got up before Fannie flew out of the trapdoor too. You know that slippery slip is the greatest fun, said Beth. I like to do that all day long. Yes, if only we didn't have time to climb all the way up the tree first, said Fannie. Here, the train. This is the station. They go to the station, see? They go in with the little cribs. And now you will see that this just changed. This was a beautiful house, like in the story of the 3 bears. Now let's see. We have Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. See? And the children. Suddenly a pretty girl came in and said, a pretty little girl with long, curly, golden hair picked the baby bear up and hugged him. Hello, dearest, she said. Have you been a good bear? Oh, suddenly we know who is it. We know who is it. It is Goldilocks, with shiny and golden hair and a beautiful dress, like in the story I have. No, this is Goldilocks and the 3 bears. I thought Goldilocks and Bear were in the story. Now they are in the Faraway Tree stories. Oh my God, that is incredible and impossible. Chapter 4. Beth, Fannie, and Moonface lie down. They go to the station to go to the 3 little bear house. 3 little bears house. Chapter 5. The Battle of the Bears. I'll read the story for you. Oh, wait. Okay. shining in the sky. They followed Violet Bear, slipping and sliding, holding on to one another. It was very cold, and their noses and toes felt as it was they are freeing. Yeah, it is so freezing, right? Here is the snowman. He is throwing some snowballs. Chapter 5. They had a fight with the magic snowman. Well, here's little Joe running out from the fighting area. When he found a house, he come in, light the candle, and eat some porridge. He sit down a chair, but he has fallen down. He ate the porridge, but this porridge is very hot. He sleep on a very cold, very warm bed that the size are good for him. Soon he fell asleep. Now here are the people coming to the house. Then more and more surprise. Chapter 6. Papa Bear said, "Who sit on my chair?" Mama Bear said, "Who's been sitting on my chair?" And Baby Bear said the same. "Who's sitting in my chair and broke it onto bits?" Oh, this sounds like the story of the 3 bears coming true, she said to Fannie. They all talked about porridge next. And they did. Who's been eating my porridge? Who's been eating my porridge? Who's been eating mine and gobbled it all up? Goldilocks said, "Not me this time, because she has to go with the bears." They went up the bedroom because they heard a sound, and it was Joe, but Moonface thought it was a polar bear. He locked Joe up, and soon when Joe woke up, he's so scared that he said, "Help, help, someone out there, help. I didn't mean to rob," right? He doesn't mean to rob, but he fell asleep because he was so tired for being a servant to a big snowman. Fannie and Beth recognized Joe's voice and then said, "Moonface, it's Joe, it's Joe, it's Joe. Oh, it's Joe." Chapter 6. They found Joe. Actually, they found Joe. Here. They found Joe and hugged him. And Goldilocks made soup for them and hot chocolate. So yummy. The end. Now look at the stories of the Faraway Tree my mom had bought for me. And look, the land of birthdays, the land of magic medicine, the land do as you please, the land of goodies, the land is Santa Claus Castle, the land of Joe and the magic snowman, the land of toys, the land of enchantments, the land of dreams, and the land of silly school. Here are the stories my mom has bought for me and how. This is goodbye and bye. See you next time. Thank you for listening.